Hi, welcome back to my channel and my review for The Substance. This is the new body horror film from Coralie Fargeat, and this one is starring Margaret, Qualley and Demi Moore. So this movie, I know I'm quite late to this review, you've probably already heard quite a bit about this insane new film, and yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot, way more than I expected it to be as well. I was very intrigued by the trailers for this, and it outdid my expectations. The movie is 2.5 hours of absolute madness. It does not disappoint. And I know it has been a few weeks since it's released, but I will keep this spoiler free just because if you have managed to avoid spoilers for the movie yet, it's definitely best to go into this one knowing as little as possible. But yeah, it's a wild ride and definitely a must-see of this year. So the plot here is about this aging actress who's played by Demi Moore, and she's sort of coming towards the end of her career now. The execs that she works for in the sort of Hollywood industry are starting to move her out in order to replace her by the newer, younger, more attractive talent that's in the city. And she is not willing to let go of the life, and she manages to get hold of a black market drug called The Substance, which has the ability to bring forward your younger self so that she can prolong her lifestyle as a star. So yeah, that's your plot. And this is one of those films where it's not a sort of grounded drama. It's very much a surrealist type of film. It's all about the symbolism, and this is not a film with subtle commentary. That is not the name of the game here. It is coming to you with a big message about really what the sickness is that is the Hollywood industry of having absolutely outrageous obsession with beauty, perfection, attractiveness, having people obsessed with you, and everything like that that fame entails. And yeah, it just basically tells that story in satire to the most extreme degree. And it does an amazing job of it. I don't mean that at all as a negative. I think the movie works extremely well with what it's trying to do. It's very effective, and it has certainly a very clear and concise way of telling you its message, even if it really is hitting you over the head with it. But yeah, I absolutely loved this movie. I had a really good time watching it, and it's certainly one of the most bold and unique movies you're going to see this year. So if you've seen some reviews already, you'll see a lot of people are comparing this to the work of David Cronenberg. If you think of movies like The Fly, Videodrome, stuff like that, yeah, it's definitely a leaf out of his book. If you told me that this film had been directed by one of the Cronenbergs, I would have absolutely believed you. You know, it's definitely been inspired by that, which is great for me because this is really in my wheelhouse. But it's certainly not going to be for everybody. You know, it's a very extreme film, and I don't think the trailer really lets that on. You know, it's a very intriguing trailer, and you can tell it is going to be a rather dark and twisted type story, but it does not let on into how graphic and exhausting the whole experience really is. You know, if you're somebody who's a bit squeamish, doesn't like gore, you're going to want to stay well away from this film. And even the people that do like that kind of stuff, you know, don't go into this movie with any kind of greasy food. If your stomach's a bit shaky that day, you want to avoid this. I'm telling you, it is extreme, and much more so than I actually thought it was going to be. But yeah, for people that do like that kind of stuff, which I do, yeah, it's a real treat because the effects work here is absolutely amazing. You know, very, very practical effects. Very gnarly, very nasty to look at, but you also can't take your eyes away from the screen as well. They've done a really amazing job with it and really put a lot of effort into this, but definitely beware of that before you go into this. The movie is extreme. To talk about the performances though, unbelievably bold from the two lead actresses. You know, there was clearly no lines put in place to how far they may have to go in terms of everything. I don't want to spoil anything, but no limits is all I can say, and the actresses do an incredible job with it. They're really entertaining, really intriguing to watch. Demi Moore in particular, I thought, just seeing this very kind of tragic character that you're really hoping will just take a different path, just watching this vulnerable woman take such a self-destructive path It's just sad and tragic to watch, and I think she really kind of captured that with her performance. Kind of interesting to see this a movie about this kind of old aging star being pushed out, because Demi Moore, I believe she's in her 60s now, and she still looks absolutely amazing, and clearly on show from this film she's still got the acting talent. So in a weird way that might not have been good casting, but yeah, she's amazing to watch. And of course Margaret Qualley, you know, the new kind of one of the newer, younger, upcoming stars, absolutely mesmerising to watch. You know, she's absolutely gorgeous. She's a very sort of intriguing actress. You can't take your eyes off her when she's on screen, and powerhouse performances, really quite something quite special. I don't really have too many negatives to say about the movie. I would say it is a little bit too long. And I don't mean that in the sense that I was bored or checking my watch, anything like that. It's just because of how graphic and extreme it is, it can be quite exhausting, you know, 2.5 hours when you're never more than 5 minutes away from another really wince-inducing scene. It's quite a long time to sit through, and it's probably a movie that I wouldn't rush back to watch again anytime soon. I think maybe the very long running time kind of hurts that experience a bit. I feel like when you're going this extreme and this intense with a movie, you want to bring down that running time a little bit, because yeah, it's just a lot. That's the best way I could describe it. It's a lot. And I do think maybe at the end it goes on a little bit too long. And I'd say I'm trying to not talk about it in the sense of the movie being too long, but the ending for this, it feels like it comes to an extreme climax, it makes its point, and then it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And I felt like they could have tightened that up and cut it off a bit earlier, and it would have felt a bit better, because obviously it's such a big extreme ending. I kind of wanted it to build that, it hit you and then it end, but I feel like it maybe slightly outstays its welcome. But they're my only really small negatives about the film. Other than that, I had such a good time with this movie. As I say, definitely one of the most unique and bold films you're going to see this year. And if this review has made you interested, please go out and see this, because it is quite fantastic. Yeah, 4 out of 5 rating for me on this one. I thought it was excellent. So please do let me know down in the comments what you thought of The Substance. Leave all your thoughts down below. Also, thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, and I'll see you next time.